Hello, good morning, and welcome aboard to AM News. My name is Denisia Pamaiji. In our very first story, President Mahama has expressed optimism that Ghana will in the next 2 years have the best roads in West Africa as a result of the Big Push initiative. Speaking at a sword-cutting ceremony for the upgrading and rehabilitation of the 195-kilometer Wenchibole Solar Road under the program, the president lamented that despite over 2,000 vehicles using the road daily, it had been allowed to deteriorate, extending travel time between Wenchi and Solar to as long as 8 hours. Presidential Affairs correspondent Maxwell Agrippa has more in the following report.
The president has already cut sword for the Big Push road projects in the Greater Accra, Western and Volta regions. Speaking at a sword-cutting ceremony in the Savannah region, he said that upon completion, travel time from Wenchi to Wa will be reduced by more than 50%. He also directed contractors working on the project to prioritize the use of local labor. The president expressed optimism that Ghana will have West Africa's best roads within 2 years under the Big Push initiative.
And I wish to repeat my apology and regrets to the people of Ghana that with the start of Big Push, the whole of Ghana is going to be a construction site for the next 2 years. Wherever in this country you go, roads will be being constructed. And so I ask Ghanaians to be patient with us and to accept the inconvenience, because 24 months after the launch of the Big Push, you will have the best roads in West Africa. For the past few years, this strategic artery has been allowed to deteriorate. Potholes, failed pavements, and broken drains have made travel difficult and hazardous. The vehicle operating cost on this road has risen by nearly 40%. And travel time just between Wenchi to Sola and Wa can take up to 8 hours.
The president earlier was at the commissioning of the Damongo prison camp constructed by the Church of Pentecost, where he said the Ghana Prison Service is being supported to undertake large-scale farming, including poultry and vegetable production. He says as part of comprehensive prison reforms, his administration is working to complete the 800 inmate capacity remand prison at Nsawam.
In agriculture, the prison service is being supported to engage in large-scale farming, including poultry and vegetable production. The government is providing fertilizer and mechanized equipment to improve productivity over the next 3 years. And so the prison service is going to receive agricultural tractors and implements so that they can activate their prison camps.
And still in the region, Wa West MP Superintendent retired Peter Lanchene Tobu has assured his constituents of government's commitment to creating decent jobs for the unemployed youth. He described rising youth unemployment as a national security threat and also revealed plans to secure financial clearance for recruitment into the security services, education and also the health sectors, particularly for nurses. He made the remarks during a meeting with chiefs and residents of Wichau and Dorimon.
The purpose of the meeting was to listen to the development challenges they are facing with a view to attracting the attention of central government for them to be solved. Superintendent retired Peter Lanchene Tobu, whilst listening to their challenges, also used the opportunity to inform them about ongoing projects and programs initiated by the government with particular emphasis on the Wa West district. His first point of call was at the Wichau Palace. Accompanying him was the Wa West District Chief Executive, Richard Wulu, and members of the Wa West District Security Council. Chief of Burungu, Na Alhaji Osman, articulated the concerns of the paramount chief of Wichau, Na Imurunanda Ngoma, calling for intervention from the government.
The road network within the district is quite terrible, and we would plead with the system or the government to help us get a very good road network that will enable businesses to thrive very well. The chiefs were given some allowances some time back, but for quite some time now, he says he has not heard of anything, whether from local government or from his assembly.
Superintendent retired Peter Lanchene Tobu had his response.
West, by the end of 2028, is going to see a facelift. We've outlined many of the development projects that are coming up. His Excellency the President has assured us that big push is coming. He's assured us that the TVET school in Ga is coming. He's also assured that the Doromo E block will be completed and repackaged actually to become a full boarding school. These are all very good news. And he's also assured us that the connectivity to the national grid will be improved upon. And I'm sure all of you heard me in Parliament when I asked a question, and the Minister for Energy and Green Transition gave assurance that he was going to add 45 new communities to the already connected ones. And that will bring us to an average of about 50%. We still have a long way to go, but at least one step at a time.
His last stop was at Doromo for same purpose with slightly different challenges. Leading the charge was the paramount chief of Doromo, Na Alhaji Seydou Toumban Selembile, who placed an outright ban on illegal mining in the traditional area.
For illegal mining, it is a no for me and my chiefs. It's a no for me and my chiefs. The MP, the DC, and your predecessor, they will bear witness. Anytime I hear that there's illegal mining somewhere, I make a call. Say, direct your security men there to go and drive them away. So I was so excited when MP mentioned that there will be a way out. This responsible mining, that the young men can engage in it so that we don't degrade our environment.
Na Toumban Selembile wants a quick completion of the Doromo E block.
We started something, Dolomo Senior High. It is dying off. Nobody wants to send their children there because it's not attractive. We are Dolumba, but we don't want to send our children there because it's not attractive. So another appeal, a very serious appeal to the Honorable MP and the DC, that the E-block that he has spoken about, we are so excited, but we want you people to put more fire. When it is finished, we get government to absorb it. It will be automatic posting of placement of students. When they post there and they see that the place is attractive, they will come.
The West Legislature assured the chiefs and people of government plans to stop illegal mining through the introduction of responsible cooperative mining and skills development program and the creation of jobs for the sea of unemployed youth in the country.
The military have started recruitment. Those who are qualified should apply. And very soon, all the other security services will start recruitment. If you are qualified, and I'm sure that we'll get a lot of young boys and girls who will join these security services. The teachers, I'm sure very soon, with financial clearance, will be recruiting teachers for the Ghana Education Service. We'll be recruiting nurses for the health sector. And gradually, all our young people who have completed school and they are so frustrated, believing that there is no hope. President John Dramani Mahama says, hope is here. You will get jobs. But please put up your best and ensure that the discipline that is required to develop this country will continue to be our core value.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Watch out.
From the Upper West region, let's head back to Accra. The NDC and the NPP MPs have traded blames over which party fueled illegal mining the most. Delivering a statement on Galamsey menace on the floor of Parliament, NPP MP for Manhyia North and former Deputy Lands Minister Akwesi Kunedu accused the government of doing little to deal with Galamsey despite its many promises while in opposition.
Mr. Speaker, Galamsey is not simply an environmental issue. It is a national security threat. It fuels local conflict, deepens poverty, and exposes our youth to preventable death. In light of this, the Mahama-led government should leverage real-time surveillance through technology and satellite imagery, anchored in the visionary digitalization agenda of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to enhance monitoring of high-risk mining zones and enable swift response to emerging illegal activities. The digitalized infrastructure, once mocked and misunderstood by our opponents, now presents a strategic tool to combat the Galamsey menace with precision, transparency, and accountability. Furthermore, Right Honorable Speaker, the government should revitalize and invest in community-based mining cooperatives, not only name-changing them.
But the Member of Parliament for Bimbila, Dominic Nitiwo, says the government should fulfill its campaign promise to crack down on politicians involved in illegal mining.
Youth are being destroyed because of Galamsey. And what is painful is that somebody will have his cocoa farm. Minerals Commission will sit in Accra and issue permit, and they'll go and destroy the cocoa farms. The former speaker, Joe Sewusu, you can find out from him. His own farm, he cannot visit that farm, cocoa farm, because Galamsey just invaded the whole place and took over. And that is what, if they can do that to a former speaker, what about the ordinary farmer in the village?
When have they done that to Joe Sewusu?
They seized his farm.
When?
They seized his farm last month. And they seized it last month. He told me that from September, October, the Galamsey seized his farm. But Mr. Speaker, all I'm saying is that our land is being destroyed, the livelihood is being destroyed, and we moved with force to go and stop them. If you continue sending just 2, 3, 4, 5 soldiers onto the field, you are putting their lives at risk.
But of course, the majority fired back, insisting that government is capable of winning the fight against illegal mining. Francis Xavier Soso is Member of Parliament for Medina.
Because I have always argued that when we fail on the fight against Galamsey, we will be failing the next generation, the generation yet unborn. Because, Mr. Speaker, in accordance with the rules of intergenerational equity, every generation must use the natural resources that are available to them in a way that you can guarantee its usage in the future. Unfortunately, that's not what we are seeing today. People are hell-bent on destroying our water bodies and destroying our natural environment for their own parochial interest. Mr. Speaker, this cannot continue. The number of deaths and accidents that are associated with this illegal mining sometimes are very alarming. The numbers that we have here are those that are reported. Those that are not reported, when the pits cave in and so on and so forth, are much more. And so, Mr. Speaker, I believe that it is time for us indeed to take a decisive action in dealing with this menace. Mr. Speaker, and that is why I want to commend government for the effort made so far, even though I believe that more must be done again, Mr. Speaker, to bring this under control.
Away from illegal mining, the director of ICRA, Dr. Robert Zugmore, has disclosed that over 11 million farmers across the continent now have access to climate-smart agriculture innovation and information services. This achievement comes after 5 years of implementing the ICRA and the World Bank's Food Systems Resilience Program. So out of the 11 million farmers, more than 3 million have effectively utilized the innovation to improve their agricultural activities and also outcomes. Speaking to JoyNews after a team from ICRA, the World Bank and other implementing agencies visited some farmers in Bulun and Nyankpala, Dr. Zugmore noted that they are working on systems to scale it up.
The ICRA and the West African Food System Resilience Program are efforts to help farmers on the continent build resilience against food insecurity and climate-related shocks. It offers the farmers smart agricultural information. It also focuses on improving agricultural sustainability, managing risk, and supporting vulnerable households. Speaking in an interview during a monitoring by a team from the World Bank, ICRA, among others, Director of ICRA, Dr. Robert Zugmore, said they have put in place measures to ensure the sustainability of the project.
We've tried also to pilot some public-private partnership business models along the different value chains that for which the innovation have been generated. So we believe that, for instance, having these accelerator programs here in Ghana through the different thematic areas, including seeds, climate smart seed systems, with a number of actors, both public and private, and through, for instance, the VSL, the Village Loan Saving Association, we are able to make sure that a minimum of guarantee is there to ensure that they can go to the banks, to the credit association and benefit from credit that will sustain the innovation. From ICRA, after the 5 years, more than 11 million farmers across the continent have got access to climate-smart agriculture innovation and climate information services. Out of these 11 plus million, more than 3 million have now used effectively the different innovations.
A senior economist at the World Bank, Viviana Perego, said it's impressive to see how the project is impacting on the lives of women in communities.
It's been very inspiring to know about and learn about the village saving and loans associations. It's especially a privilege to hear about the empowering stories of women and how they are managing to save and get loans to support their families. Especially we learned about their productive activities, their support to their families, the support to their children's education and nutrition.
And speaking on behalf of the DC for Kumbungu, the Deputy District Director, Mohammed Kamal, said the Kumbungu district has emerged as a model district for climate-smart transformation because of the project.
Through the AICCRA project, our district has been privileged to emerge as a model for climate-smart transformation. The establishment of district-level CSI hub has positioned Kumbungu as a learning and innovation center for climate-resilient agriculture in northern Ghana.
And whenever you hear that sound, of course, you know what time it is. It is the moment everyone has been waiting for. Will it be a revenge, a back-to-back win, or the final hope to end an over 2-decade trophy drought as St. Augustine's College, Infantipim School and Opokuari School slug it out in an academic warfare to glory at the grand finale of the 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz? Well, the stage is set, questions ready, and the tension is thick in the air. Who wins the 2025 National Championship? Adobia Asari reports from Cape Coast.
Each of these schools walks into the finals with a story that could make history. At Infantipim School, confidence fills the air. The defending champions have one mission: to prove that last year's victory was no fluke. Their preparation is steady, their focus unwavering.
Infantipim School is a school that was established in 1876 by the Methodist Church. Then we are grounded in core values such as faith, hard work, and discipline. This year, we believe that we have gotten this far because of our old boys and our teachers and
Dear, sincerest apologies. We'll rework that story and bring that to you in subsequent bulletins. But up next is some business news with Yahanta Pele himself, Samuel Kojibris.
All right, let's start the business update with what's happening on the currency market. Away from that, President of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Stefan Abbas Miezan is entreating commercial banks to improve advancement of loans to businesses, reacting to the reports of an expected reduction in interest rates following a reduction in the inflation rate to 8% in October. Mr. Abbas says the impact on businesses will not be significant because commercial banks are reluctant to advance loans to players in the industry.
The difficulty is that you still don't get access to the fund. It means that when you go to the banks, they don't give you the money. They don't borrow you the money.
Why?
The requirements are so detrimental, such that, and it's also because the banks are concentrating on trying to buy the treasury bills and the bonds. Do you understand? So they prefer that as an avenue of investment as compared to bringing the money into industry and into commerce. So that is where access becomes very difficult. The banks are not giving the monies, the loans to the consuming public. Okay, so that is where the access is. So the interest can be down, but if they are not giving you the money or borrowing you the money, then you don't get access to it. So it's a zero game effect. It has no effect on us anyway.
I see.
So in as much as cost goes down, access should be liberal.
Well, the Bank of Ghana's gold reserves has hit 38.04 tons ending October this year. This was captured in a document issued by the central bank. We have more in this report.
The data showed that since the beginning of this year, the Bank of Ghana, through its gold purchase program, has increased its gold reserves by a little over 7 tons. Also, from October 2024 to October 2025, the Bank of Ghana's gold reserves have gone up by more than 35%. When it comes to month-on-month growth for this year, we are looking at an average of 2.2%. The gold accumulation program has played a key role in improving Ghana's international reserves and the cedi's record appreciation against the dollar this year. Gold prices have also hit record levels, resulting in the Bank of Ghana making some windfall. The development has resulted in the regulator trying to roll out a mechanism where the said access can be released to the market in terms of dollar supply. Some market analysts have already projected that gold prices will hit $5,000 by the end of this year, and that could come as a good news for the economy. This was after it almost hit $4,000 earlier this year. This is because recent World Bank data showed that Ghana's economic turnaround had been fueled by rising prices of commodities like gold. But the biggest question here is that, with rising prices of gold, should we go ahead to hedge the country's gold reserves?
Okay, so while we're talking about gold, then of course, we need to check out how gold is performing on the commodities market now. And that's all in business. Back to you, Poma.
Could you breathe? And that's it. That's all we have for AM News. But please don't forget that you can log on to ManhyiaOnline.com for more stories. My name is Denise Apomaiji. Enjoy the rest of the show. But up next is sports.